Hi guys, this is the Ravenclaw What If. Welcome back to another What If story. Last time on What If Deku was claimed by a female alpha? Deku did go to the I forget the name of it now. Sorry guys, the USJ, that's the word I'm looking for. As he visited the USJ with the rest of his class as he came to face with Shigaraki as Shigaraki offered politely a spot on his team as Ezekiel answered in kind, the most respectful way possible, even though that's not the case. As Ezekiel came on contact with the Nomu, as their fight was quite intense, until Ezekiel got upset and got irritated, lost his cool as Ezekiel fried the Nomu brain, ending the Nomu's life then and there. By doing so, Ezekiel let his guard down as Shigaraki had several villains supercharge his electricity ability as he went into a uncontrollable state. As by chance he got a stronger connection on the soul link to the female invader. In that moment, Ezekiel realized that this threat is a lot bigger than just a heroes versus villain. This is a threat to their whole existence. Everyone on the planet is in danger, not just the city. Well, as Ezekiel noticed, Luna's been acting a little weird recently, as he doesn't know what that's about. She won't tell him. So as we cut to where we left off, as Ezekiel's on the ground, as Luna tilting his head up, making sure he's still breathing, as she checks his pulse, as she sighs in relief. Sawa wasn't injured because of Izuku's intervention with the Nomu. 13 did get ha- 13 did get hurt severely, but she barely survived just by a thread. They got to her fast enough. They got there fast enough to save her life because when they called the ambulance, they said that a pro hero is extremely hurt. If you don't hurry, she might die. As they put a rush on the help, so there wasn't much of a wait. As All Might busts through the door as he's getting ready for fight, as he asks around what's going on. As he sees Luna picks up Izuku. Young lady, you shouldn't move him just yet. I don't care, All Might. I'm taking him back to his room. I'll take care of him from then on. This was a villain attack. Don't know who. I'll be able to get some answers from Izuku once he wakes up. I'll contact you then. It stops. Oh, and before you say anything, that dead thing over there, that wasn't human, so I don't think there'll be a drawback on Ezekiel. It smelled wrong. As she walks off. Several hours has passed as Ezekiel finally get up as Luna was extremely worried. As Luna did ask him what exactly happened, as he told her everything. The League of Villains and the little conversation he had with the female invader. That's coming for Ezekiel's head, apparently. Now, since he was so polite to her. As Ezekiel spend the next week during their break before the sports festival event happens, as there were a form of the sports festival. As Ezekiel spends his time recovering from this, as when the sports festival finally happens, he's in full on condition. He's 100%. As Ezekiel noticed, Luna's been hanging around Reiko a lot, as they've been hanging out quite a bit. As Ezekiel's, happy that she's socializing outside of him alone. And Ezekiel noticed that his twin sister and Luna get along very well, so he's happy. When Ezekiel told her everything what happened there, she related to All Might. Well, she related to Nezu because she doesn't trust All Might to relay the full message, considering he's not too bright. So Nezu is fully prepared for the situation. Ezekiel in his room, getting ready for the sports festival. As you have Luna, she walks in. Luna, you're here. You're gonna be late. Yeah, sorry to do this, Ezekiel, but I'm gonna have to not take part in this little festival. What's going on? Don't worry, you don't have to worry your little head about it. I'll tell you everything once the sports festival is done with. Okay, Ezekiel? Alright. Sorry guys. I was trying to pause the video and I accidentally hit the Twitter feed, so I went to Twitter for a split second. Sorry about that, guys. As we cut to a few hours before she walked into her room and Izuku's room, as you have Reiko, she's talking to Reiko in her room. As really, as Reiko, runs over to hugs Luna as she's hands, please. Sorry, Luna, but this is great news. Does Izuku know? No, not at the moment. I'll worry about that when the end of the sports festival. I'll talk to him then, but I want his mind on this first. If I tell him now, his mind will be cloudy. He'll make mistakes. Very well. I won't say anything to my brother, but don't wait too long. So, what do you think he'll think? What do you think Ezekiel would think about it? Knowing my brother, he would be ecstatic. Given I've just recently being reunited with my brother, still I know my brother. Don't get me wrong, I'm excited, really excited, but I kind of wish this happened later down the line when everything's not so fuck up, everything's so messed up. That's like, I understand. As Luna's like, I understand, this sort of thing you have no control over, but bad timing. Guess I'm going to be an aunt soon. As Rico smiles upon that, she's like, well, I have to get. She's like, you know what? As she decided to stay with Luna and to give her company while she's dealing with this. She's not going to take part in the sports festival because she wants to stay close to Luna to make sure she's all right. If Izuku cares for her, then she'll care for her. That's just how it goes with Reiko and Izuku. Cut back to the current time. As Luna walks over to Izuku, she kisses him, as she's like, "Good luck, Izuku. Show them who you are. Show you." He grabs onto his collar. "Show no prisoners, Izuku." "Very well. Good. We'll talk after the sports festival." "I'll be watching." I suppose you would. As she walks off. As Izuku says hi to his sister. Hi, sis. Hi, brother. As Rico, goes off with Luna. As everyone gets ready to start the sports festival, as it's a big crowd. As when the representative goes to give the speech, as Bakugo didn't want to do it, he didn't want to sit there and talk to those losers, and he already knows he's going to win. Now he, gets in his head. As Izuku's like, whatever, Bakugo. As Izuku walks over to the podium, as Midnight gives him the mic. "Hi, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. I am Ezekiel Rosefield. Now, class, this the festival is to show the pros what we're made of. So I suggest you don't hold back. I certainly won't. This sports festival will root out the weak and raise the strength. Oh, sorry, give me good. And sports festival is made. Oh, the sports festival will root out the weak, as the strong will rise. So then I can crush him. As everyone, what? As everyone's yelling, booing, and like, this is Deku, walks off as wriggling in the stands with Luna. That was going well for a while there. Luna has a bright smile. That's that'll go, Izuku. Don't show no mercy. As everyone gets ready, Monomo was about to say something, but Izuku, didn't care one bit. As he walks off the stage, as he gets ready for the run, as midnight, gives the countdown, as everyone book it out of the gate. As Todoroki froze it, as Izuku went into stage 1 in a split second to increase his speed as the ice of wall was strictly behind him. He barely made it out as he goes through basically vaporizing any 1 pointer, 2 pointer, 3 pointer that comes in his direction. Suzuki hears someone blasting right behind him as he hears a familiar voice. Hey, Izuku. I was wondering where you are, Jade. I was getting lonely. Oh, this would be fun. As they see the cliff with the rope that's strictly across it. As need a lift, bro? As she reached out her hand, as Izuku, screw it, as he catches onto her wrist, as he gets flown up in the air, as Izumi is using her fire as boosting through her legs and flying was only using one hand on one of the boosters on her that she's using her quirk for. It's difficult for her, but it's total manageable for the moment. She can't do it for very long, but she can do it for long enough to get off the ledge. As she lets go, as Izuki goes into stage 2 for a split second to get a nice boost. Ezekiel stops at the landmine as he breathes in and out heavily. Alright, let's see if this will actually work. I haven't tested this out yet. So who knows how this is going to go. A lot of the crowd was booing because Izuku and Jade team up for a split second. As they're yelling, that's cheating, as, Mike asks, what's the deal with those two? As, well, apparently those two are brother and sister, so I guess it would make naturally that they would want to help each other. As that shut up a lot of the crowd. We cut back to the Sashi residence, the Midoriya residence, as you see a man spit out his coffee, looking at the screen. As he screams his wife, as he screams for Inko. Inko's at the sports festival, so she's nowhere at the house at the moment. As she has a bright smile of, her daughter's performance, and Ezekiel, not being total, taken out on her daughter over her, the deal with her and with Ezekiel, so she's just happy about that. As Jade did mention, to her mother that she met her brother and they're getting along very well. As Ezekiel, as a lightning bolt shoots upwards, the opposite way a lightning bolt is supposed to shoot, as Ezekiel disappears, as he turned his body into pure electricity, as as everyone hear a lightning bolt hitting the opposite side of the landmines. As they see Ezekiel on one knee with his hands on the ground, as his head tilting downwards as he looks up, as he casually gets up, dusts himself off. Whew, that definitely was unpleasant. As he runs, as he continues running, because Jade's not that far behind him. As Ezekiel gets to the finish line, as Jade is right behind him, and Bakugo is third. Todoroki didn't quite make it. Every time Todoroki tried to get closer to Jade, she would melt his ice. Then Bakugo would blow him up. So yeah, that continued on. Bakugo and Jade didn't have planned to work as a team, but that sort of happened in that situation where they'll rather deal with each other than deal with a third wheel, as Bakugo and Jade wants to finish as soon as possible because they know Izuku's most likely already won already. As they announced the jousting match, I think that's what it's called. I'm not totally sure. I really don't remember. It's really stupid test, but whatever. We're gonna add a little part into it. So as Izuku's trying to think on his team, as Jade, of course, asked to be on Izuku's team. Bakugo, he decided if he wants to win, it's best to stick with Izuku for now until they get to the mock battles or whatever event they have going for the next event. Of course, Kendo asked to join the team, so they were fine with this team. Yeah, Izuku didn't have Tokiyami because it wouldn't be really smart because we have not Izumi, but Jade, throws chemical fire, so light and dark shadow would not mix. And plus, with I don't know how much the light would affect dark shadow with Izuku's electricity. Then you got Bakugo, explosion there. So yeah, no, that's not gonna work. And what's her face did not ask to join Izuku team. What's her name? Give me a second here. And I think I'm not totally sure. I think I was right. I think it was Mai Hastame or something like that. I don't quite. I think it is, but I'm not totally sure on that. But I think I'm correct. But whatever. Let's continue on. As Izuku formed his team, as he informs Jade, don't worry about the other headbands. This is a perfect opportunity. As Bakugo, what are you thinking, Izuku? Simple. We're gonna use this event to scout out the other students' quirks. Because I figured the next event's going to be different from the rest. I would assume they would have some sort of mock battles. If I remember right. As Jade, yes, you're correct, Izuku. They do mock battles in third event. They've been doing that for years. Don't know why everyone acts surprised when they announce it. When they announce it, watch. Those idiots will get all excited for nothing. As Izuku nods, as they spend this whole time maneuvering away from people, as Izuku keeps a close eye on everyone's quirks. As yeah, he saw Shinzo's little nifty little brainwashing quirk, as he noted him down as a major threat, as he needs to take him out as soon as he can. It's what Ezekiel could get out of it is it works on voice interaction. So he straight up knows what Shinzo's all about. As he saw Monoma, his little copy quirk, as he laughs, as he's like, it won't work on me because Ezekiel doesn't have a quirk, so he can't do shit about me. As that's what he's pretty much thinking in his head, around those lines. As the jousting finally ends, as Ezekiel and his team are the winners because he didn't lose his headband because he's not an idiot. So, as they announced the one-on-one mock battles, as Izumi, smiles and looks at Ezekiel. Told you. Very well. You're kind of a know-it-all, aren't you? Yep, pretty much, little brother. Forget you're older. Yep. You guys need to get ready for these mock battles. As they walk off their separate directions. As they announce the first match, it's Ezekiel against Shinzo. As they get into the ring, as Shinzo's immediately start talking crap, trying to get any interaction and try to get him to talk any sort of way. As Ezekiel smiles, as everyone in the crowd's curious, this kid's insulting him, and he's just nodding and smile. What's going on? As Midnight announced the fight, as Ezekiel immediately kicks Shinzo side of the head as he goes flying into a wall. Jumps off the stage as he walks over to Shinzo. You got a powerful quirk, Shinzo. I believe that was your name. I believe that's what your team called you, at least. You might have a powerful quirk, but that doesn't make you strong. The reason you lost is because you're physically weak. If you want a rematch, all you have to do is train up. And I will accept immediately, Shinzo. Shinzo screams about his life and how everyone sees as a villain quirk. And it should not matter. You don't need to listen to those losers. All you need to know is you believe your quirk is not villainous. If you believe your quirk not villainous, then their opinion wouldn't even matter. You're just using that as a crutch. I suggest you grow up, Shinzo. The world is not as cut and dry as you see it. As Ezekiel walks off, Luna's waiting for him. As she rushes over there, hey Ezekiel, as she kisses him, as she's like, you're doing a good job out there, Ezekiel. I couldn't do better myself. Even though the encouraging speech thing was interesting. Sorry, Luna, that guy does irritate me. I don't blame you. Kind of whiny. That he is, but hopefully I got through to the idiot. Only time will tell. She brought some, as easy to know, she's carrying something. What's that? You're hungry. You must be hungry by now, after all, whooping everyone's asses. And your little, scout mission? You picked up on that. Of course I picked on that, Izuku. Seems like I've been rubbing off on you a little bit. Yeah, depending on if that's a good thing or not, I don't know, Luna. Whatever you say, dear. Izuku and Luna banter all the way to the waiting area as Izuku eats his food. As they announce the next match. The next couple matches as Izuku, bodied everyone that he came across until he gets to the semifinals. Well, yes, yeah. Give me a second here. Yes, in this, Ezekiel didn't fight Todoroki. That was Jade, and Jade just choked Todoroki out of the water. As she did finally get him to use his little fire. Being as nosy as Jade is, when she sees something not working right, she immediately has to fix it. This is how her mind works. As she corrected Shoto's ways, then she stop holding back, blasted him off the ring as he flew into a wall. As she ran over there to make sure he was alright. As we get to the semifinals, Izuku's first match in the semifinals, as his name got finally called up, as it is Ezekiel versus Jade. As the winner will determine who's going to fight Bakugo on top. For right now. That won't change. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a special match for here today for you guys. We have Jade Midoriya, Quark, Chemical Fire. Then we got Izuku Rosefield, Quark, electric type Quark. He didn't really specify on the name. According to the young man in the ring right now, he found it pointless. Too early to report to early reports that apparently these two are actually siblings. So it's the brother versus sister battle. Who will come on top? As you know, they do the whole hiding the match up like they would normally do. There you are, little brother. You ready to get your butt kicked? As Izuku has a grin. No, I don't think that's gonna happen. Really, do tell. Don't think because you're my sister I won't put you down. I'm not gonna go easy on you, Jade. I expect the same treatment. Very well, Izuku. I agree completely. As Midnight calls the match, no, she calls the match, but as she begins the match, as she tells Izuku and Izumi to fight, as immediately Izumi goes in, blasting fire at Izuku, as Izuku dodges, steps out of the way, casually, from left to right, tilting his body if he needs to, as a blast coming strictly towards Izuku, as he basically tilts his head to the left as it shoots past him. As Ezekiel has a arrogant smirk on his face. Is that all, big sis? If so, this is going to be a very fast match. As Jade gets into a stance, immediately she blasts towards Ezekiel, blasting fire underneath your feet. As she goes into a kick, as immediately in a split second, she knights her foot that's about to land on Ezekiel's face, boosting it as Ezekiel gets hit, as Ezekiel goes flying backwards a little bit, as he planted his foot on the ground, slowing his descent off the ring. Everyone saw that, as everyone's like, well, damn, that was vicious. Look at the guy, he's barely phased. As Ezekiel shakes off his head, as he touches his sore face, side of his cheek. Interesting. Now that's more like it, sis. As Ezekiel immediately goes into lightning charge, stage 1, as he immediately appears in front of Izumi, as he returns in with kind, as Ezekiel kicks her to the side of the face, as she goes flying, as she stops her momentum with her fire, as she hovers up the ground a little bit, as her fire disappears, as she lands on her feet. Ezekiel knows from that instant, his sister and him have a similar fighting technique. Their techniques are very vicious. As Ezekiel knows, this is going to be a lot tougher than he thought it originally was going to be. Ezekiel could easily win this if he went to stage 3 and just knock her out of the ring. He would be too fast for her to react. As Ezekiel knows, he could beat her in stage 2 too, but he's going to keep on stage 1 for now. He doesn't want to totally embarrass his sister. He wants to test the limit of the stage 1. He hasn't actually tested how far he could take it without immediately entering stage 2. as Izumi immediately saw after image mirages of Ezekiel as they're all surrounding Izumi, as Izumi's blasting at the mirages that she believes is Ezekiel, as she gets set up with it, as she creates an explosion, a range one, as Ezekiel had to jump out of the way, as his arm got shins, a little burned from the fire. Quite impressive. You could use your fire as well in sorry, wide burst. You've definitely been trained. You've definitely been working on your quirk. As Jade has a satisfied smile. Of course, brother. You know, you know what family I belong to. That I do, sis. That I do. Out of nowhere, Izumi rushes Izuku as Izuku got sock hard as that hurt more than normal as he skid across the ground. As Izumi has a smug look on her face as immediately she goes in full cowling as Izuku, his eyes widen as what the hell? As unknowns to Izuku, All Might did pick his successor. He picked Jade. All Might found Jade aggressiveness not a bad thing. All Might noticed that she only aggressive in her fights, but she never takes it to a certain point because of family history, what her family does, and All Might knows exactly who Jade is and who is her father, and All Might despises his dad, so he jumped at the chance to stick one to Asashi. So yeah, he's not total bias in this decision, but he also believes that she's a one of the best candidate for the quirk. All Might doesn't know what the effect that it will have on Izuku with his abilities, so that's uncharted territory. He's not totally sure it would work, or the quirk will destroy itself. He doesn't know what would happen. It's a very scary thought that he had in the back of his mind after Izuku gave him the ass whooping that he did. Now the real fight begins, Izuku. As All Might has a grin on his face, as everyone noticed all the teachers knows that. Get him, Jade. This is where we're gonna stop, you guys. Hope you guys have a good night and day, judge by time zones, or wherever you are in the world at that current moment at a time. And I'll catch you in the next video. And side note, I might release another part of this when I get off work. I'm not totally sure on it, but it might come out. It depends on how I feel if I'm too tired. So I'll catch you later, guys.